Welcome to the first quarterfinals match of this year's or this expansion's tournament. We're on the European server. We have Ryukuma and Universe. I know these two guys are IRL homeboys, but today is wartime. Both these guys made it to the second round. Universe by a little bit of luck with his opponent forfeiting his first match.
Happens.
Not gonna name any names, Morris. And Ryukuma obviously had a very good game in the first round. JJ, would you like to introduce us to their lineups?
Yes, Ryukuma is bringing a Highlander Warrior, a Galakron Control Warlock, a Highlander Galakron Rogue, and the band Resurrect Priest. Universe is bringing a Galakron Warrior, a Galakron Rogue, and a Galakron Zoo Warlock with his Face Hunter band.
It feels like no one's bringing Res Priest, but actually everyone is. They're just getting it banned all the way.
I mean, fair enough, you know.
Makes sense. It's like that deck. Last time it seemed like no one was playing Control Warrior,
Yeah.
but actually everyone was bringing it. They just never got to use it.
What? Oh God!
Also,
Thanks,
Universe
Blizzard.
at the bottom and Blizzard. We're glitching out again. We're gonna have to go back in, as this episode of the Trash Bowl Tournament is sponsored by Beverage. When you're thirsty, consume beverage. Got back into the game. Hopefully we didn't miss too much. We saw that Flame Imp coming down there right away.
The moment it didn't damage him, I knew something was off.
Got Universe on the bottom. We have now Ryukuma with his cards on the top. We have Warlock on Warlock right away. So, should be good.
Somewhat similar decks, but also different because it's both Galakron, but one is Zoo and one is more Control.
Yeah, Universe
Still share a lot of cards, actually, those two archetypes, despite playing very differently.
You got the Galakron package and just good Warlock cards in general.
Yeah.
Universe with Sea Giant in hand. He's gonna want to sack this board up.
Of course, the sack pack for Ryukuma is pretty big when he can take out even something as small as a Flame Imp and still heal. For a control deck, that's huge.
And that's what he's gonna do. Just clear this up.
Didn't even get the full healing, but it's very solid.
We'll see Juggler and
now we're gonna see the board exactly
the exact
recreated.
same thing. Yeah.
Yep, good stuff.
But Ryukuma has managed to get essentially to stall out here for 2 turns. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that anything bad about this, and I think even the Cultist right now is a very solid play.
Next turn you can coin the shield or the Ziliax. You have options.
Yeah, and none of this trades too nicely for your opponent. Of course, Fiendish Rites, I assume, is coming down right
Fiendish
now, or
Rites.
even Dragonblight Cultist for the extra juggle.
And both reasonable. Goes with Phoenix Rights. They're hoping to ping this 3-1 off the board. Hits face with both pings.
Which is, I guess, not bad, but it's not what you're looking for.
Nah, I think you want the pings to hit minions off, so you can just have an uncontested board.
I definitely like hitting the
Graceful
Cultist. I'm not sure about the Imp, but
He's looking to play at CGI next turn, but I don't think Ryukuma is going to want to allow that.
I mean, just trading off
He'll trade,
relatively
yeah.
reasonably.
You can play a Ziliax, trade everything off if you want to. Or Phoenix Rights himself, that's fine, trade the board. It's doable.
Yeah, and that
pick
also
it
gives
up
you
there.
a second Invoke because you know he has a Crazed Worshipper on hand. He might want to play that next turn, so enabling that with Invoke right now is very reasonable.
He's got the shield on hand. Shield of Galakron.
Yeah.
You said Crazed Worshipper.
Yes, I did say Crazed Worshipper.
That's a Veiled Worshipper.
Oh,
And
sorry,
the Shield of
Veiled-
Galakron is
yes.
something else.
I meant the Worshipper though.
Okay.
I might. Okay.
Yeah, he might
it's
want to play
Veiled.
that. He might still play it next turn, that's true.
I mean, of course, he has a play next turn, but maybe the turn after. I mean, yeah.
Battle Mage there.
Now he's not forced to play the shield if he wants the draw the turn after. For example, he can play Ziliax if he wants.
Because of the Maniac, I guess we'll see. It's not necessarily very convenient there.
No, the Cult isn't very good in this situation, but you'd still rather play that in the Battle
Than
Mage
nothing,
just for mana efficiency purposes. And
I think you can afford to just play the Worshipper. There's no need to play Ziliax, yeah, just load up on cards.
Worshipper and the Coil, yeah. Perfectly clears the
Yeah,
board.
we'll still clear it all up.
Alex draws it.
Alex was drawn, that's a big one. Second Alex was drawn, that's also a big one. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Grim Rally is not it seems.
Yeah, we might just see a tap here.
Let's go Maniac.
If I saw it correctly, he played Maniac and then tapped, which
Yeah.
generally not recommended.
Yeah, you gotta think maybe there isn't a better 4 mana play in his deck anyway.
Yeah. Generally, it's a good habit to play all of your draw and discover and that sort of stuff first. I know from experience that sometimes you play the turn out differently in your head. And when I play Face Hunter, like, there's so many turns where just at the end I have 1 minute left over, and I'm like, I might as well track.
Might as well.
Of course, I should have done it first. But you know, when you play something like Face Hunter or maybe even Zoo Warlock, you're not necessarily in the mental headspace to do math.
You push button and do damage.
Yeah.
Maniac
of course,
coming down.
in the case of the Warlock, the pushing the button does damage to yourself, which...
You draw a card. And he's just playing keep away here. Nice, good control strategy from Ryukuma, taking it slow. He knows
and
the late game is going to be his.
Dragonblight Cultist and the Blazing Battle Mage are free when you intend to play the
Sea
Giant. Yeah.
You have the egg.
And the egg only costs 1, so...
Yeah. With the Grim Rally, then, you put 3 more minions down.
Yeah, for 6 mana, you can play your entire... Yeah. For 7 mana, you can play your entire hand, which is exactly how much he has.
He might be looking at that.
And that's really nice. Of course, it doesn't mean that the hand is empty after this. Yeah. So
also, you don't have the board space to do it, I think. But it definitely has some good Sea Giant value here.
Wait, let's see. We have 5, 6, 7... I mean, yeah, if you rally the egg, you lose 1 scarab, yeah.
But you could just play
2 scarabs.
You could play the Sea Giant now.
Yeah.
Play first. Play first, trade, and then rally, right?
That's what I would...
Well, he has to trade up this way. Actually, that was smart. Yeah, that made sense. Now we can play the Giant, though. He had to trade up that way. We'll see what Ryukuma decides to answer with here.
I would have played play the Giant, then maybe taking a trade, and then rally.
I think that was a good chance to get the Giant. Up. Then the 5/1 lives, right?
Yeah.
You don't want that either. Gonna answer with his own rights. That makes sense, I think. You gotta clean some of this up. I got 18 health. All that big stuff needs to go.
I mean, we have Zephrys and Dragonpoint Extras on hand, but we do still have dupes in the deck, so it's always very nice. But also, like, he can clear up most of the damage, and the Giant is still very cheap.
Second finish rights, they're drawn.
Yeah, I mean, you can afford to play the Giant first.
Yeah.
Okay, tap first. Good call.
Scareback.
Yeah, now you can make the argument to play the Giant later, so that you can play all the cards. 1 attack on the Giant isn't that much of a difference maker, but it's also the minion that's most likely to live. So if something makes a difference, it's going to be the attack on the most healthy minion. We see, of course, the biggest threat being taken out, and the small stuff being kept alive.
This Giant needs to be dealt with pronto.
I mean, Nether Breath is halfway there, and then you can run 2 of your minions in there. Maybe
play
trade
Zilliax along with it and probably lock this down.
Or trade the Imps into the Scarab Egg and then play Dark Skies.
Yeah.
And also lock it down.
Perhaps, yeah.
And that also still, by the way, leaves you some mana open. Nether Breath and Dark Skies is only 5 mana. Not that you really can do much besides tap with the remaining mana, but you know.
But then you want to tap first if you do, because Dark Skies makes it stronger.
Well, I mean, if you do all the trades as well, I guess if you do the trades as suggested, you don't need Nether Breath, but because if you do Nether Breath and Dark Skies, then you really don't need Dark Skies to be particularly strong.
Definitely has options here, so we'll see what he decides to go with. Cleans everything up on the board first now. And now it seems like he's picking Nether Breath.
I'm not exactly sure how the interaction with Dark Skies work. I don't think it kills the Death Rattle minions, the Death Rattle summoned minions if you were to play it. Well, he doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if he were to have played that, then he would have wanted to kill the egg rather than the imps.
Just put on in between instead.
Yeah, and the Beaming Sidekick is good here.
It's good
because it allows you to take the trade without killing the Giant.
You can even pop your egg and get some lackeys on your hand too.
Yeah, and I would say do that, and then hopefully maybe get a Titanic lackey as well, to give even more health to the Giant. Puts it a little bit in danger, but
maybe even pick up an evolve. You could think about evolving this Giant. It's an A2 right now. This might be even better than Titanic.
True.
Decides to not go with it, leaves full board.
And of course...
Now it's Dark Skies for sure, I think.
Dark Skies, let's see, that is 6 points of damage, now it's 7. So that leaves 2 points of health on the board. Which you could have dealt with
the Sea Giant.
No, actually it's just...
But he has the Maniac, he has the devoted Maniac.
I miscalculated. If it had been 2, then it could have been 2 different minions. In which case I would have said Maniac... Oh no, Maniac first doesn't make sense because of the imps, yeah.
Use the Giant. And now? Now what do you do? Running out a bit of firepower. That's a big draw. That's huge.
I mean, it's draw, yeah.
That's huge. And there comes the small minion brigade.
Yeah, and I really like sidekick maybe on the worshipper, decides to go and put it on the taunt. Yeah. Either thing is fair in theory. Taunt is a disadvantage, it's a demon, meaning it does a sack.
Is that Lord Godfrey? That's Lord Godfrey.
Yes,
that's a
Lord
board
Godfrey.
clear. Oh. That's clean.
Yes.
That is clean.
Yeah.
Shutting down your sea giant, just wow. That's a good draw.
That seems like a pretty solid play. Seems like it's not where he's going though. Decides to instead establish the board, maybe fearing a larger board later, but also the Zoo Warlock is running out of steam.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I mean, he's using the Ziliax now, he's gonna kill the big stuff.
Yeah, and you've used most of your draw.
Yeah.
Granted, you know, running out of steam against that board is pretty lost either way.
Yeah.
So the Godfrey really... I guess this leaves with a better board on the Control Warlock side. Yeah. So it definitely is a valid choice to not go for the Godfrey, and if he goes for it now, he would still be able to. I think actually, I might have spoken too soon.
It was Grim Rally, but now Godfrey still.
Yeah, Godfrey has the problem now that it doesn't kill a giant. You're one off. Because before it would have worked, because 5 and 6 are equivalent, but 8 and 9 aren't. So
So that giant's out of range.
Yeah, and the problem is you can't run an imp in there because there's a taunt in front of it. So that's a little unfortunate. What you can do is Christ Netherwing is kind of like a halfway thing, but you can't kill a sea giant right now.
You can't right now, no. I think you don't have to though. You clear up everything else, you play a worshipper. Worshipper now. You could think Worshipper right now and hope to draw all your dues, and he does, and Zephyrus is now active. There's also Plague of Flames.
Twice.
And I'm gonna call this game at this point, because that was huge. Your Zephyrs, your Alexstrasza are active, you have the full board cleared up, and there's 0 cards in the universe's hand.
The Alexstrasza is gonna single-handedly flip the board next turn. Would you look at that? 4/4 in stats.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
We haven't seen a Galakron yet. There's Galakrons in both decks.
We've seen a lot of Invoke triggers though.
Yeah.
Decides to invoke the Galakron rather than draw it.
Maybe thinks he needs Devastation?
I mean, he probably would need the Devastation to win, but also he needs the Galakron, so... Because the Galakron can also single-handedly turn it. It's actually very similar to Alexstrasza. You get less bodies, but... you get more bodies with the Galakron, sorry.
Pull up the Dragon Queen.
But they're smaller on average, so it's kind of comparable.
This is gonna close it up.
And that was... Ooh, is that a Nosdormu or is it Nozari?
It's a Nozari, yeah, you don't want to play that one, though. But that's a Nosdormu, though.
Yeah, that's the other Nosdormu, which is fine.
I think you do want to play your Nosdormu.
Yeah, I mean, sure, why not?
Because your opponent has to draw cards now. That takes animation time.
I don't think if you're in this sort of setting, you would probably be playing on a solid computer, optimally. Well, it doesn't even have to be solid, just a proper desktop PC.
Yeah, you don't want to be playing on mobile.
And
it's not a good idea. There's your Galakron now.
If you're playing on desktop,
but you're also dying.
Well,
nothing you can do. And Universe resigns.
Well, was there nothing?
He has one taunt.
One taunt and health. Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
So that's 1-0 lead for Ryukuma. Very convincing. He played that. He played it in a very, very conservative way, but in a very secure way.
I mean, yeah, conservative and secure are definitely words that generally describe how good players play their control decks.
Absolutely.
That being said, of course, I would argue it was a favored matchup for Ryukuma.
All right.
Control versus aggro, you generally are favoring control.
I agree,
there is a couple of counterexamples. Face Hunter is a good counterexample because some control decks are just they can't keep up with it.
Kill it out.
And we see Universe going back to the Warlock and Ryukuma going to his Highlander Galakron Rogue, and we see Alexstrasza on the starting end. Probably not going to keep that one.
Nope, throws it out, but now Kronks. Balbo Kronks.
Both players have a Kronks in their hand.
Balbo Kronks. Ryukuma being Hearthstone rich with the golden Kronks. Gonna discover himself another golden legend with this one. Oof. Look at all this golden legendariness.
Almost looks like there has been some Zephyrus magic going on. I don't know.
Man.
I see a Tyrion.
I do see a Tyrion. What do you want in this one? Do you want a Zentimo for like a backstab value? Do you want
Telretha makes sense because because you have, I think you have the Dragon Queen for sure, but you don't have her right now.
I think he went Zantimo and with just the intention of embracing the role of being the control deck here.
Yeah, I mean, just Zantimo backstab is great. Yeah. Of course, Tyrion's also a strong control card,
even
but it just
Eviscerate's even better.
Yeah.
It's half a Flame Strike.
The problem with, depending on the board, it's equivalent to a full Flame Strike.
Yeah.
The thing about Tyrion is that you can't play him anytime soon.
Yes.
And with having backstep on hand, you know you're gonna get a use out of Zantimo.
I agree that Tyrion was probably the weakest choice, so I like Zantimo. There's a free Vendetta.
Because now imagine Dragonblight Cultist or Devoted Maniac coming down, and all of a sudden you just Zantimo backstep.
Zantimo down right now and say, like, play your stuff?
I honestly like keeping him on hand because Vendetta and backstep are both free. I mean...
But Vendetta can't do anything right now, so I'll just keep him. And
you're
shutting down a play, right? Like, what do you really want to do?
Well, I mean, Knife Juggler and Beaming Psyche is actually pretty solid. Yeah, I don't like the Cultist play here because you know that your opponent can go wide.
With the backstab, yeah. For freebies.
Juggler and Beaming Psyche is always a solid combo.
And make a tempo turn for Ryukuma now. The agent's gonna go face. We got Domination on the board. That Zantimo value big time coming in.
Because the Beaming Sidekick can give the Natural Legends 4 health, and that is harder to deal with.
Look at all these
and
golden
legends.
Legends. All these golden legends on Ryukuma.
What, it's the same two we've known about before.
Hearthstone rich.
I mean, yeah.
Don't see it much. Fiendish Rights.
Seems like we see it a lot in this tournament.
We do see it a lot in this tournament. These guys are elite. That's not a turn you want at all as Universe. Like,
I was about to say, Shield is a very solid play here. It's a good draw. I don't know what you're complaining about.
2/2/1s against this that is not it. That's not the cash.
Yeah, and both of those trades very good for the trade up there.
Talk about embracing the control role here.
Now,
for
of course,
nope.
the Juggler can
egg rally. Yeah, it's gonna juggle 4 times, so that might pay off a couple things.
I was about to say with all the 1 and 2.
You really need some hits on this Zantimo and this agent though.
Well, 1 each would be perfectly sufficient. There's one. And
there you go.
The other.
That was huge. That was important. Bad luck, Albatross on the hand.
Sometimes I wonder for whom it's bad luck.
Ryukuma.
I once killed an opponent with their own bad luck Albatross
with
rush. A misdirect.
Give him rush.
Which is just fun.
That's bad luck. He's got a Vendetta. I thought Albatross would give it a rush. Why not?
I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? And except that the Albatross gives you a body. So I don't see why you wouldn't. Especially because Vendetta will be free eventually.
He's probably thinking I'm just winning 2 turns, I think. I'll just play this Galakron.
Fair enough.
Now, what do you really do against this as Universe?
Keep tapping and looking for cards!
Can't even tap if we don't kill anything.
That's my point.
Yeah.
It's generally, he's not in a good position to tap.
This is already game over. Just rush and the weapon damage. That's 9. Ryukuma with a another convincing win, 2-0 lead, and if you're Universe now, you really have to consider hopping off this Warlock for a second.
Your next deck that you're having to face is Highlander Warrior. Pick your matchup. Is it your own Galakron Warrior? Is it your own Galakron Rogue? It's not the Zulok.
It's probably not the Zulok. I don't think it is. Let's see what Universe decides to do. He's stuck with it so far. I don't think he can justify doing it again as Ryukuma up 2-0 and a commanding lead.
And again, we'll see what Universe comes up with here. Ryukuma, of course, not very difficult choice here.
No,
and
he's forced to play his last deck.
Any kind of wait period that we have is definitely just Universe just mulling over which deck to choose in this particular matchup.
He is right now. He's deep in thought, backstage doing math, carrying the 1, trying to figure out what to bring, and we have the Garrosh on Garrosh.
Warrior on Warrior.
Normal Garrosh versus regular Garrosh. Oh, normal versus gold.
I was about to say normal versus regular. Sounds very boring.
Daniel and the cooler Daniel.
Yeah. So we definitely know which of those 2 players has more experience with the Warrior.
A bit of a freezing screen here.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes on the mulligan. If it doesn't resolve itself by the end of the mulligan, then we'll check. But it happens sometimes when one of the players has mulligan and the other has, sometimes the one hand gets stuck. Because Blizzard is a small indie company and spectating mode is totally broken.
Yeah. That's why they also can't give credit when they steal card designs from people like us.
Allegedly.
Is that still an allegation? I mean, you've been there. You've seen both cards. Like, is that still an allegation? I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure that's called...
Someone is gonna get sued for defamation.
Pretty sure that's called overwhelming evidence or something. I don't know. Gonna awaken there?
Yeah, just for the
invoke.
Invoke with the extra damage also. The Galakrond Warrior is, at the end of the day, still a more control-oriented deck. It's not the Galakrond Aggro Warrior. But also the Highlander is also very solid in that category as well. So I think even though it is the more control-oriented Galakrond variety, it's probably still the one that wants to go face here.
I'll see Evil. Quartermaster, Quarterfinal Elite.
Yeah, you don't like doing that.
No, but it lives. You have a favorable trade.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not saying it's wrong.
It's gonna get removed though.
I'm just saying you don't like doing it.
And Ryukuma is doing what he's doing all game. He's gonna sit back, just remove every wave, and just hang out.
Yeah, and that's I think something we're gonna see reasonable in this tournament, because some people did bring relatively large control lineups, knowing that as last time, it's this time again. Aggro is very popular.
Probably, yeah, absolutely.
And so that's really the smart thing to do. And I mean, I should have done that. I didn't do that. I brought a full aggro lineup.
You did.
I don't have the money to bring a full control lineup. It's so expensive. It's crazy.
It's not wrong. He's right.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'm right, but
by the way, promotional thing. If you wanna
Enrage, Battle Rage, interesting.
Yeah, if you wanna help your boys out with the Hearthstone financial side, you are very welcome to donate your 80 gold quest to the good cause, and at every that
specifically addresses people on Europe.
Yes,
of course.
That means the good cause is giving them to me or JJ, and upon pack opening. At every new expansion, you'll get a shout out for doing so. That's a big one. That's a golden bear.
That's a unnerved Witchwood Grizzly. Like negative battle cry. You evolved from something heavily understated at that point.
Best 5-drop in the game.
Into an overstated.
Wow.
Like oof.
It's not the bear, but it's a bear. It's a big bear.
Boom Squad is a surprisingly interesting card. It's from the new Adventurer, for those who don't know. Inner Rage is, of course, what fits best with the playstyle.
But you might have had to go Boom Squad there. Take a chance at like a Venomizer or something, because this Grizzly is just...
let's see, Ziliax is a, 7 attack minion with both Inner Rages? That's not great.
You also can't put both Inner Rages on him, because first one pops the Divine Shield.
First one pops a Divine Shield, the second one deals 1 damage.
Yeah.
It lives through that, and then it dies on the attack.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really deal with a bear.
Universe is jokingly accusing his opponent of hacking the game. I wish that was possible. I'd be doing it.
I mean, if you put your mind to it, anything is possible.
Did hacking Hearthstone?
I mean, sure.
Think so?
There's probably someone who has their phone in the company Wi-Fi on Blizzard, and then you just kind of got to get into their phone, which they probably have some kind of IoT device in their private network, which those are always easy to hack. So that's how you get in the phone. That's how then through the phone you get into Blizzard, and then you get into the game servers.
You could try. Sergey, can you hack Hearthstone for us?
Probably not.
All right, thank you.
So that was your weekly contribution of Sergey.
Sergey's present. Now you all know.
The Trash Bowl is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Not wrong. Consisting of one person, but still there.
Also not always, but...
And big boy, Deathwing. The mad
aspect.
Let me tell you something, this card is good.
I almost mistakenly said Dragon Lord and would have felt really dumb there.
This is a good card.
It's a good card, yeah.
Universe hard pressed to find the stats to match this stuff, because when that Highlander Warrior, when it hits the top of the mana curve, it's unmatched by basically any deck in this meta. It's incredible.
I do like the Ziliax magnetization here. It gives him a lot of health and armor over a couple of turns, but it's not gonna be enough.
If you want to put inner rage, you do it twice now. Double inner rage, then Zilliax.
Yeah.
You still have the Divine Shield, and you get the armor out of it.
1 mana of being able to also put a little Snip on there.
You also get your Lackey.
Yeah, which, I mean, the Snip would have done it too, though. But yeah, and he got 4 armor out of it and 1 point of healing.
He does, yeah.
He could have got more healing, but, you know.
Dr. Boom drawn, because why not?
Because
the flashbacks,
just stupid dumb.
The memories, it's the doctor in the house, shield block coming down, just take some armor. We'll probably see the Spellbreaker there.
Very good Spellbreaker.
Shutting this down. And Morris coming online talking some trash. Morris, you're the last person to talk about how Universe is getting destroyed in this game. You bailed out on a match against him.
Well, so I'm pretty sure, as far as we're aware, Universe has never defeated Morris.
That's what Morris is gonna be talking about for the next quarter year, correct?
Well, if you want to know our opinion on this game, you should watch the video.
Yeah, Morris, we can't really text you during the game. It's not happening. Dragon Queen Alex Rother for Ryukuma. Morris saying he's an interviewer, stealing the show a little bit. I love the fact that our face cam is covering in the bottom left. Yeah, that's
Believe it or not, that's intentional.
Yes, that is completely intentional. It's it's Morris insurance, basically.
I mean, we just generally did it because every now and again you get a message, but usually you don't get two. So it's like covering up the corner where all the messages show up is just sensible.
Full board, off stuff.
Yeah, full board of 1/1s.
Of 1/1s.
Ooh,
he's switching
that's a lot of armor.
He's switching to a control warrior.
I mean, it is the control variety of the deck. It still has a lot of aggressive cards in it, but and he is at the end of the day still the control, the aggro deck here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he can't control a little bit. Ryukuma
Everyone talking. Everyone is capping right now. They're having fun.
I mean, hey, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely.
That and eternal glory.
That eternal glory,
but mostly fun.
Yeah. You'll take the championship, but you know.
Omega Devastator also now live. Not that he needs it, but you know.
You gotta think with this next show. You gotta think Ryukuma is looking at some ambitions to make it back. Last time he got ever so close. He got so close to fulfill his lifelong dream of making it to the Trash Bowl. Lost in heartbreaking fashion. Actually, it was a blowout against Sparrowhawk in the European finals.
That you corrected yourself from heartbreaking to blowout as if those two were inherently contradictory.
Well, yeah, I mean, if it's like heartbreaking, it's very, very close. Nevertheless, it's Ryukuma's lifelong dream to go to the Trash Bowl. Hoist the trophy, get the special roll, eternal glory, all that stuff.
There's a trophy?
Yes. And as Universe resigns the game, the JJ trophy for the European Conference champion. Have you not heard of it? They're both named after us. Ryukuma, congratulations, 3-0 win. Moving on to the semis of the European Conference, very convincing, very good, and potentially, this is not secure yet, but this is potentially where he's going to meet his fate once again. He's going to meet his destiny in Sparrowhawk, who still has to play his quarterfinals match, but it's on tap, and if he wins, we're going to get a rematch, and that's going to be one of the big storylines of the entire tournament.
But here's the thing, right? You would assume that Sparrowhawk is instantly favored, but that's what we thought about Pimcarp.
That's what we thought about our current reigning Trash Bowl champion, Pimcarp. Yeah, that's,
and he got eliminated in the first round. Slight spoilers, but you should have probably watched those videos by now. And also, Universe did a thing here that I generally recommend you don't do, which is concede if there's not a direct loss. But he knew he couldn't push through that.
I think this was over, and people are still talking now. Morris is still talking. Okay, cool, Morris, we get it. Thank you very much. Now y'all see what's happening on the screen there as we do in our outro, of course. Yeah, that Ryukuma versus Sparrowhawk is going to be a big one, because that's going to be, if Sparrowhawk wins his game, which he first has to do. If it happens, it's going to be huge, because it's going to be for a spot in the European Conference Championship, which is, of course, going to be a massive game. But Ryukuma is the first person in the European semis, and congratulations, Universe. Thank you for participating. But I think the lineup just got outmatched. It was just a mismatch all the way through.
Yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Pimcarp, isn't he an Eagles fan? Didn't he talk about being Eagles? He pulled the Eagles too. Like, he won the whole thing and then didn't make the playoffs, basically, like next day.
actually the entire thing is in a playoff format, so technically he did.
Yeah. I guess so. But yeah. Congratulations, Ryukuma. Moving on. And we'll be back with the next one soon. Drop a like on the video to support these great competitors. And Morris, who's doing all the behind the scenes work here, support Sergey by dropping a like. And go visit his channel, The White Shadow. It's linked on our channel page. He plays Beat Saber in VR, and he's actually really good at it. So check that out. Drop some likes, drop some comments, and drop some hype for him. Subscribe to that. And we're going to see you in the next video. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.